A first carry here for Joe Mixon. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener. And it was the visiting Texans who came away with a victory. So they'll look to take the season series if they can win here in Houston. Second down and 6 now.
Hey, uno more.
Throwing now is Stroud. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
And we're going to see the ball in the air quite a bit here. This is a top 5 passing offense in the NFL. And they certainly like to get everybody involved. So this defense, they're going to have to be able to counterpunch somehow. They couldn't there, and it's an opening drive.
And he'll be brought down by the Colts. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
Here we go.
Now Stroud. Trying to stretch the field with Schultz. This is caught at the 20. Touchdown, Houston. Dalton Schultz, his second touchdown on the season. And the Texans get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now the NFL's leading rusher in 2021, Jonathan Taylor. And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line. You look at the defense for these Texans. They're trying to cover up some holes in the secondary. Right now, bottom 5 in the league against the pass at number 28.
And even though that's not the greatest ranking in the world, one thing you can say, they get after the quarterback. They're in the top 10 in the league in sacks.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Richardson. It's caught. Mitchell. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. So no gain on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. They go play action with Richardson. Looking this time for Woods, and it's intercepted. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much. And it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
Stroud to throw it. That's going to be caught. Touchdown. John Ross, 32 yards. And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now 14-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game? And I think we're all starting to wonder with this early deficit, what will that do to their play calling? Do they feel like they have to be more aggressive because they're throwing to start the drive here? but it winds up incomplete.
From the gun, it's Taylor. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Well, this defense for the Texans, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Richardson looking to throw. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted.
And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Here's Stroud.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Nico Collins, 29 yards.
And the Texans take a 3-touchdown lead.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and it's now 21-0.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Now Richardson. This to the outside, it's Sermon.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
It's a gain of 3, and it gets him the first.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you, it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
In motion right is Pittman. Richardson now going to fake the jet sweep, and he'll throw off play action. Oh, he's intercepted again. It's Richardson's 3rd of the game.
Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Stroud. He'll drop this one down to Mixon.
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Give them 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Stroud out of the gun here. Another target for Stephon Diggs, and he brings it in. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 16. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
South. Oh, right. Buggy.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. DeForest Buckner using that size to force his way in there and make the stop behind the line.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
Hey, uno.
As Stroud now to throw. The left side caught by Diggs. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Here's 3rd and 7. Stroud looking to throw. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a 4th down. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and the route is on. It's 24-0. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner.
Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Derek Barnett able to maneuver in for the sack.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Only a yard on the gain there, and that'll set up 3rd and 13.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Well, this is one heck of an individual performance we're witnessing. That is now his 3rd interception. And keep in mind, folks, this isn't a safety or a cornerback. This is a linebacker.
Does this feel to you like he's having a flashback? Because a lot of these linebackers we see in the NFL, in high school, they were offensive stars. They touched the football all the time. It's like he said to himself, let's go back and put on the letter jacket and go get the football. How about this one? 3 interceptions thus far.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
4 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Got a man open. It's Ross. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result result is a first down. Back to throw. Stroud. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Joe Mixon with career touchdown number 70. And the Texans are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And running with power here. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Now it's Richardson.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. To punt on fourth down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Ross on the return. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return.
And the Texans will take over.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity.
Taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, Houston. Nico Collins. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Texans have got it on cruise control.
Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Off play action. Richardson.
Can't get away, and he's taken down. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Richardson to throw off play action.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, did a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field.
And my goodness, another interception. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
This goes out wide from Mixon.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
All right.
Stroud working out of the gun. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Quan Alexander.
And the Colts are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
He's going to let it go deep for Mitchell. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Play action. Now Richardson.
Eluding the pressure right. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down.
Richardson looking to throw this.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin.
The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
Again, it's Taylor.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor.
And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
Richardson going on 4th down.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Look the hot.
Throwing now is Stroud.
And Diggs has it. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as...
They've got his man complete. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. John Ross with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Texans are pouring it on.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
They'll send Mitchell in motion right.
Here's a tap forward by Richardson.
And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Richardson out of the shotgun.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
Will Anderson
showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4.
Here's Richardson to throw.
Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And you can tell just by looking at him that this offense is a frustrated unit. Things are really unraveling here, and as a head coach, time to earn your paycheck. You've got to find a way to keep it together as that brings up another 4th down.
40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that.
And that's caught inside the 35. A huge play there for Houston. 46 yards. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 down at the 31.
Now Stroud.
He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only 1st down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. John Ross, 28 yards.
And the Texans just continue to roll.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Second down, another run with Taylor.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Third down and 6.
70 range. Come on. Set, go.
Yeah, Richardson back to throw it. Throw left side, taken in by Pittman.
And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on third down, and he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a first down.
Broke the 1 tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
They'll go for it. Here's Richardson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. He'll drop this down to Taylor. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. From just across the midfield stripe, here's a 2nd and 5. Now Richardson.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
And this offense on 3rd down today, not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. This is 3rd and 7.
19 tight.
From the shotgun, Richardson. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 33.
Richardson looking to throw. They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
They go play action with Richardson. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Yeah, Richardson yet again.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36.
Will Anderson
picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category.
4th down, desperation time. Here's Richardson. That is caught.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Richardson.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
2nd and 10.
Set. Let's stay right team. Take go.
Looking to throw. Richardson. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good gain. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Richardson shotgun on 3rd down.
So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down. Trying to punch it in with Taylor. And it was a stiff arm there that freed him enough to get the first before he's tackled. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
Taylor is going backwards here. Now they come in and drop him all the way back at the 4-yard line.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
Now it's Richardson.
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Still going past the 30. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Texans. On for the PAT, Ka'imi Fairbairn. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. 23 yards, the final tally. Back to throw. Richardson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Let's go now.
Operating from the gun. Richardson. He finds it. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Texans scoop it. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Well, CD, you and I do a lot of games together, but it is pretty rare that we do a game of this margin. I mean, this has just been total domination from start until now, and I don't think they're going to take their foot off the gas at this point.
Do you think that on the sideline, some jokester said to one of his teammates, maybe a few of them, hey, we're up 50. Why not go for 100? You think maybe that line was uttered on the sideline? I can't believe what we're seeing here. An NFL game this lopsided.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Simple drag route here. Lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Another target for Stephon Diggs, and he brings it in.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down.
Here we go.
That one looks like he'll throw here. It's complete to Diggs. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull it down in the end zone. But the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10. Stroud to throw it.
He finds his target. It's Schultz. And they'll get him to the ground, and he has another first down at the Colts' 13-yard line. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the 4th.
They certainly are. And let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all. But in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
Stroud keeps it.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Sometimes when quarterbacks run a sneak, they wait a second or two just to see which way to go with the football. And in this case, that hesitation cost him.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal.
He ran it last time. Now Stroud will throw it.
Flush to his right. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
A lane opens here. He's past the 30. The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a fourth straight loss. And this one complete to Doolin.
And one of the whistles for timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds.
Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the fourth quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a Contra, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
Well, this was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were, but don't forget about the effort by this defense as well.
Yeah, they weren't going to let up just because the lead was saved. They wanted to play as big a part in this game as their offense did in making this blowout. They needed to be noticed as well, and they played accordingly.
So for the Texans,
they moved to 7-1 on the year with the victory.
And they will hit the road